there we are, we made it all. Look,
Hello, good evening.
sorry for the delay.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if any of this is of interest to you.
Well,
You might want to just utilise the filing cabinet on the floor.
okay, so here we have a real estate agent. Oh, they want a consultation to discuss listing your home.
Oh, that would be interesting.
I don't think so. Although Janine's got somebody down that wants to buy hers, I guess.
I know, because it's lovely.
Apparently it's lovely.
It's really lovely, and I haven't seen it.
Now what's this? Woman with no clothes on.
Boulder holders.
A bra expert.
There you go, boulder holders.
And then we have this one. Hammock or Schleber. That's sometimes fun to read. I sometimes look at that one. I'll look at that one. I'll put that back
Excellent.
there. And this is a bill from the lawyer.
Or, that's what we thought last time though.
Different lawyer.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh. Get the phone going.
That's a bill.
Oh. Facebook.
How much do you charge? $200, not too bad.
That's cheap at the price.
Huh?
That's cheap at the price.
All he had to do was change one name on my
All right, okay.
for $200. That's all right.
Not bad at all.
So that goes in my
Judy pile.
Judy pile.
Now we're moving on to,
Moving on.
that should rip at the top apparently.
That looks good. What the hell is that?
I don't know.
I have ordered a bunch of stuff.
And Janine, all right, yes, that's probably better. And Janine said to me, is it you that keeps having Amazon things? And I went, I think it's actually your mother.
I ordered 3 things.
Ah, I see. It's me getting the blame of it.
I'll take it. One of them was marbles. That's not marbles. But I'm out of marbles.
Oh,
And I can't find my marbles. Made in China. See if there's anything in there.
no lips, no lists.
Oh, it's something in a bag. This is a little baggy thing.
Or it was before we cut it up.
No, I did not cut it up. I think. Oh, I know what these are. Oh,
I'm glad.
you're gonna. Now, I don't want you laughing.
I know what they are.
What?
Opera gloves.
They are. How'd you know that?
Because that's what they are. Opera gloves. You went to
You
the
saw
opera.
that quickly?
What? From my days of going to the opera, obviously.
Well, actually, it's to cover up my
Your sore bits.
sore arms.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
And you can get them all sorts of colours.
I know that.
Purple.
I know that. I was afraid of the dye.
Yeah.
There we go. So,
Well, I hope they work.
well, it'd be interesting.
That would be good. Right.
I have short gloves coming.
Oh.
Short cotton ones.
I use those under rubber gloves.
Huh?
I use them sometimes under rubber gloves.
Really?
Yeah.
It says I'm supposed to do it this way.
Yes.
You can have that
That was
one.
actually quite easy, wasn't it?
It wasn't too bad. Okay, you're gonna hold that, right? Is it from anybody?
No.
No?
Not that I can see. Oh, that was a bit sneaky.
How did you pick that out of opera glove? That's terrible. Okay. Where am I gonna, how am I gonna get on this? I'll get in this way. Now what is this?
I have no idea. Shower curtain.
It says stop. Oh, I know what it is. This is critical.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new shower curtain.
Yes, there's nothing nicer than a new shower curtain.
Well, it's nothing worse than an old one, I'll
I
tell
know.
you. Okay, so I bought a shower curtain. I think we're probably gonna have to cut it in half.
Oh,
We're probably gonna have to get somebody else to put it up.
to trim it.
Right. Okay. Okay, so that's that thing.
That is
Oh, we
so
did that now.
exciting. That's us. We're done. We can go now.
Oh, okay. No, I was Judy got back today, or she's been back, but
Yes.
she got down to the point where she could cope with all the prize money. Turns out we owe for 2 months.
Yes.
The person that got the January never got their prizes.
Yes.
You have to speak up sometimes, you people.
I know.
At any rate, so I think the January ones went out today. The
Yes.
January 1st ones.
Yes, that was the end of December pool,
End of
wasn't
December.
it? Yes.
I think those have gone out, but that left me with a whole bunch of ones to make and die. So that's what I have done. I made, the winner is getting one of these big ones, which you cannot get on an airplane with because it is lethal.
Oh, I can only imagine.
It is. I mean, they're illegal now. But I use mine so the doors don't bang.
Yes.
It's really very nice. So that's what that one will do. And then we have, they're going to get a couple of the 2-inch ones. The 2-inch ones.
Very nice.
And then a couple zipper pulls.
What do you do with the 2-inch ones?
People have a keychain so they don't lose their keys.
I think, have I got that size on scissors and
You want to try
Meredith?
this one with your keys.
Nick wouldn't get those that in the sporin, would he? Oh. Oh dear. So what's inside the 2-inch ones?
The 2-inch would have a rubber ball.
A rubber ball.
This has a baseball.
A baseball. That's why that's so
Give it some weight.
blinking heavy.
Yes, and the one that's a little bigger than that is the small bowling ball. And those
Right.
are really heavy.
Yeah. Gives it some
This
oomph.
takes almost 30 feet of stuff to start it. And then in the process of making it, you take out about 5-6 feet.
Oh
So
gosh.
you're left with over 20 feet in there. And just so you all understand the specifics, to get it really covered nicely, I had to make 5 fingers.
Oh, did you?
5 fingers in 2 ways, and then the bottom has the 4 fingers.
Mm-hmm. It's very complex.
It's very complicated, but it looks better.
Yes. So how much is the putting the 5th finger in, how much extra rope is that?
Well, from here
Here,
all the way around
round.
here, 5 times.
Yeah, that's quite a lot, isn't
5
it?
feet, yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. It's a complex process.
Ooh,
It's a complex process.
it is complex.
I'm glad you do it.
I figured it out. So she asked me who taught me to do it. I don't think anybody did. I think I started trying to make them.
Oh,
Because you look at, and they're not, when you look at it, it's not difficult. Until you get too twisted. If you get too twisted, you might as well just throw it away and start again. I have done that many times.
listen, I'm still stuck on splicing, okay?
Okay.
I can get there. I need to know how to splice onto
A ring.
a ring.
You put the ring on,
Uh-huh.
and then you ignore it.
Right,
So that all 3 of your things go through the ring.
right.
But just ignore what you're doing. You know,
Okay.
Yep, that's what you do.
Yeah. I have to go and fiddle with that again. Because those are pretty
we got
handy.
a whole big bunch of. See, that's where I get all this from.
Yep. That's what practice ropes.
Practice ropes.
Yeah.
Because this is what you end up with when you make one of the small ones.
Mm-hmm.
This one you got a bigger piece.
Yeah. Now, so you had a very busy, complex day.
I did. I had to go to the. I hired somebody to drive me.
Mm-hmm.
The gal that was in here,
Mm-hmm.
she's trying to start a company driving non-medical emergencies, which is a very handy thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I said okay, and she sent over her significant other, whatever, and I thought we'd be taking Jiminy
Mm-hmm.
in my car.
Mm-hmm.
My car was gone.
Yes. Because it was doing a job.
They were, but I thought they were taking Judy's car, because there was also a dog car. That piece of information did not get passed. But luckily, he didn't care, and Jiminy jumped jumped right in here.
Mm.
I said jump in, and he jumped in. Coming out of Leahy, I said go get in the car, and he ran around the car. And the guy was standing a little bit too close to it. He said, that's the wrong guy. So he backed away, right out in traffic, stopping traffic. And I had to walk around and say, no, this is the car. You jumped in, he jumped right in.
You got confuddled.
He got confuddled. The other thing that's very confusing over there, they have a lot of storm drains. So when you pull up next to the car, the dog can't get in because of the storm drain.
No, because they're the ones
holes
that
are
are
big.
the grids. I mean, I don't know how many people would have dropped their car keys down it, dog paws down it. They're
Yes.
enormous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very bad.
that's very bad planning.
Bad planning.
Very bad planning. So, yeah. I noticed that because I parked right over one day. What is it? You're okay. Yeah. And then,
Jiminy.
so does the gentleman drop you off and then come in with you?
No, I wouldn't have to.
And then he comes back when you're ready?
Yeah.
Right.
Fortunately, it wasn't too long.
No.
It took one. Then I went I didn't know whether I was supposed to go in and see them or not. And they make it very clear they do not take drop-ins.
Right. You're on the dot or not at all.
Well, no, I went to the lab and had my blood drawn, and then I was supposed to go home. I didn't know that.
Oh.
So I sat in the waiting room and luckily I had him with me, so I kind of stuck him so they could see him. And then they came out to talk to the dog, of course.
Yeah,
So.
naturally.
But no, they didn't want to talk to me. No, you go home, they'll call you. And they did. They called me 3 times.
Well, that's very efficient.
They got this down pat. And it's very confusing because I've gone from 1 pill at night to 1.5 pills every other night, and 1 pill on the other one. 1 and 1.5, 1, 1.5. And on the shots, I have gone from 8, it's not cc's, but whatever, to 6. So I have to go pick up I have 1 syringe left here. I can squirt some out of it.
Right.
Because whatever they're testing with that was too high and the other is too low.
Oh, God.
So it's crazy. But they know exactly. And then I go back on Thursday for another blood test.
Right.
I said, fine, I'll be there.
Yeah. The easy part is turning up for the blood test, isn't it?
It is. Paying the guy was a little more painful because
Yeah.
I was hoping they'd say they would. But I found out that she, the one that came and talked to me for so long, she plays some kind of funny hand drums.
Oh.
I said, Marie, you ought to go to the nursing homes with us. I said, that'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to do that.
That'd be good.
That'd be good. It's weird. It's,
It's not like bongos.
something like that.
Something like that. That would be
I couldn't
interesting.
understand because he was driving with his head forward and I couldn't see his,
Right. Yeah.
couldn't hear, couldn't see, that kind of thing.
Well, it will be a big surprise, whatever it is then.
Right. Just different.
We like that.
We like different.
We think.
Well, she's got to get herself out more.
Mm-hmm.
to get more customers to the drive around deal.
Yes. Exactly.
So,
And Carly and Judy, they went to. They saw 45 people this morning. What day am I on? Am I on the 18th? 19th?
yeah, I think they did.
They did. They saw 45 people this morning.
Yeah, could be.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, it's a big place.
Yeah. And then it looks like, is there a place tomorrow and then on Friday again?
Could be.
Sounds like it. Okay. So that's super. It's a good start to the week.
Yep.
And then did you have a sleep this afternoon?
I did not.
Oh.
I did not. I have another medical problem that I've got to. How many medical problems do you want? You
Well, I think we just keep going with them.
keep going with them.
Yes.
Well, I had a neck fusion a long time ago. I mean, a long time ago.
Mhm.
I had terrible migraines, and they basically glued my neck together, and I haven't had any since, which was lovely. But I don't have any. I don't have the right things in my neck. I know that.
Mm.
I have no discs.
Mm.
Because when they came at me with this great long needle from the front, mind
Oh
you,
my God.
to see what I had for discs, they kept saying, she hasn't got any, give me another needle, I remember that day. But anyway, when I fall asleep and nod off, my head goes down, and I have trouble breathing with that deal.
Yeah.
And the dogs wake me up.
When you stop breathing.
When I start having this funny breathing, both of them.
Yeah.
It's not just one, it's both of them.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Well, it's useful, but it's very annoying. But when I had all this neck thing that I was fooled with, I had all sorts of neck braces, and I had a head thing and the whole 9 yards. But the thing that worked best was I took a hand towel, not a big towel, a hand towel, and laid a newspaper in it, and folded it in thirds, wrapped it around my neck, and gave it a tug right there. And my chin went in that hole. And it kept my head perfectly. The doctors were furious. I have all these wiry things, I heard I got the newspaper around my neck. So I was thinking I'd try that again.
Does it give you mobility from side to side?
Oh, I have walked, yeah.
I mean, you can turn your head from side to side.
Oh yeah. But you should hear it.
Does it creak?
I literally can hear it.
Yeah. Acoustics.
Acoustic. Yes.
No. And is that painful at the moment?
No.
No, it's just causing the breathing.
Yeah, well, not breathing. It's annoying.
Yeah. Oh dear. So then what else did you do today?
I thought about that. And I made monkey fists. My God, I made monkey. Look at them all.
I know.
There's 5 right here. And this is not all of them. I made some more.
It's even better.
Yeah, I made some little ones.
Got to keep going with the monkey face production.
That's true. At least I don't scratch when I make monkey fists.
No, because you need all your wits and hands about you.
That's true.
Most definitely.
That's true.
So we this morning, we had a proxy bidder at New Holland, and it was Ashley and Olive.
A what?
Ashley, she goes down, and Olive, who is 6, went with her daughter, and they said the prices were very high at New Holland actually, but I suppose it's coming into springtime and everybody's, I could put a pony in the backyard, and so
No, they're looking for camp horses.
camp horses, yeah.
Don't they use a lot of trotters for that?
I think,
Anything.
yeah. So she said there wasn't a tremendous amount, but when she went round, she said there was a whole little area of mini horses, and she said, and some of them were, cute, some of them were quite young, some of them were elderly, and there was another rescue there who's based out of Pennsylvania. They bought a donkey for $1,600.
Wow. What kind of donkey was it? Gold-plated?
No, it had 4 legs.
Huh?
Just with 4 legs. I don't, gold-plated. I thought, I'm thinking platinum. I was like, wow. I was like, I don't think we've ever spent.
I can tell you a story on that topic. This is back when mini donkeys were just coming into. And it was the wealthy New York families that had bought these over from Sardinia. And there were very few in the country. And I was working on my driving of 8 of them. So I was trying to put together 8 that looked alike. And they had an auction out in Nebraska at Sarben, which is apparently Nebraska backwards. Sarben was their great big indoor arena, whatever. I saw a donkey go for $100,000.
Really?
Okay, and I thought, holy shit, what the hell? Until I realized that the guy's friend he bought his friend's donkey for $999,000. You know?
Yeah, and bid it up.
So the whole transaction took about $1,000.
Yeah.
But it made the newspaper, and oh my God, it brought the price of all outdoors.
Yeah. It's and you see, and that's one of the things that we're very aware of, because we look quite different to a lot of the people who, you become known that you're actually there as part of a rescue.
Yeah.
Particularly because we go to the Amish rescues, and we're not male, and it's quite evident that we're out of towners, really, I suppose, and.
Off the wall.
Off the wall could also be used to describe us.
An expression that has something to do with auctions, actually. Off the wall.
Is that right?
Well,
we take them off the wall.
That back wall you keep talking about?
That back wall. So we've noticed the last few times we went to auction, everybody knows fine well that you're there and you're looking to rescue, and we have caught ourselves because the bidding was going up, and we stopped, and the horse sold. And the next day I was down, Janine was bringing the trailer, and I'd gone down ahead to make sure our horses had water and everything, because we transport up that morning, and here was the horse being taken and put on a trailer, and I said, congratulations. I said, we looked at this horse yesterday. Yeah, going to New Holland. So what they'd actually done was bid us up, and they sold it to their buddy, and we backed out, because as far as we were concerned, it was going to a home, because we won't bid against a home, and we won't bid against another rescue. So I was like, well, they've obviously cottoned on, so we have to be extremely careful that we're not being taken advantage of. So we saw Ashley was sending pictures and video of little minis, little geldings between 14 and 15, we think. White. What did I say? No mares, no white horses. Anyway.
No mares, no white horses?
No, because we've got mares that are causing problems at the moment, and white horses are a nightmare to keep clean. They're either green in the summer or brown in the winter. So
I know Janine's horse Tinker was white. So was Gwen's.
Yes.
Gwen had a Welsh pony.
Oh,
I bred it to an Arab.
Oh.
For the pony for Janine.
Oh.
And that was Tinker. And she rode that Tinker miles.
Yeah. Is that the one that she used to take to the bakery?
Oh yeah. Everywhere. Everywhere.
So we've now got. So Ashley found this pony, and she said to me, right, okay, she said, this is a true rescue case. His feet are in a mess. It looks like his tendons are overextended, and I think it's a euthanasia, and he's going to run through what you want me to do. And I said, I'm going to go speak with Janine, and we had a little conference on the phone, and we decided that if he wasn't going to the other rescue that was there, we would attempt to get him. And we would probably just have the vet euthanize him on spot and deal with. And so he took ages to come up. Eventually he came through, and nobody bid on him, not even the other rescue. So he had no bids apart from ours, which was accepted. And the vet came to assess him, and he said, I actually think there's the potential for getting him comfortable. I was like, oh, right, okay, well, we can't put anything to sleep if it's got potential. So she said, I've contacted Nancy already, so Nancy will quarantine. We don't have a trailer down there at the moment, because you know normally Janine and I go together, and we're normally all ready to go, and we've got a quick turnaround, we get the vet. So we did a very quick, right, grab the vet then. So he did a Coggins, he did a tetanus, and he's having his feet done. He'll stay with Nancy until Janine and I work out how we're going to get him back up. So there. So we appear to have one white, he's spotted, very lightly spotted, I would say. He's more white than anything else.
Yeah.
So we'll have to start a hoof and leg program with him. But apparently he's very affectionate.
Yeah.
She said that her daughter was handling him, and she said that he just stands and he wants to curry into you. You know, he wants to.
Oh.
So he could be a really nice therapy pony.
Yeah.
If we manage to rehabilitate him nicely, so he's comfortable on a trailer.
Well, with regard to white,
Yes.
there's always that Bio Groom waterless shampoo. That makes them white quick.
Does it?
I used a whole gallon of it one day on Janine's pony, on one side of her pony. Because when you're in the movie business, you only need one side. God forbid they wanted to turn around. No, and it did whiten, because she was white.
Yeah.
She started out gray, but she was white pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, that's not bad. Tell you.
No, that stuff does work.
I've got to stop saying, so we'll not get any more Dutch harness horses or mules, okay? And then we come down back with Dutch harness horses and a mule that's white and a mare. Anyway, we'll get there. So I think he's been a really good rescue, and we'll wait and see. It'll be an interesting journey with him.
It's a learning process.
It's all a learning process. So
Well, you're lucky to have Brian, too.
we're very lucky to have Brian.
Brian's a bright guy.
Yes.
He doesn't say no easily. Because he's thinking, oh, I can treat that every week for another year. I gotta speak to Brian.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. So he'll be up at some point. And Olive, who was part of the rescue process, named him Wilbur. Wilbur, the white mini pony.
Okay.
So there we are.
He's neuter, I assume.
He is gelded very nicely, which is good,
Yes.
because we don't need any of that nonsense. So that was it. So that was a very successful morning, and thank you obviously to Ashley and Olive and everybody from ERN. That was great. And then I went to Meredith, and I was like, oh, so fast today. I was going to go to the bank on the way back. So fast. And then I had the paddock of horses were high as kites, and they were running around chasing each other, and the two mules were desperately unhappy. And so I thought, I'll move the two mules. That will calm everything down. Took me about 20 minutes to get the mules moved, because every time I went to take them out the gate, the horses came at them. I was like, oh my God. So I got Ted out, and he's like, see you, Betty. Good luck in there. I was like, ever the gentleman, Ted. So he's in the next paddock, and eventually I managed to get Betty out, and I thought, this will all calm down, and I've still got time to go. And then the three horses, it was like the wacky races. They were chasing each other, they were squealing, they were in the air, they were... So...
Feeling good to my nose. Cut the oats down.
they're not having any food, I'll tell you, if they're going to behave like that. So I thought, the main problem in here seems to be Princess. So, Princess and I had a conversation in the paddock when I eventually caught her, and we left and we went to the sin bin in the barn.
Oh.
So, she is in the barn, and the other two are still outside, so they will just have to settle down. But I didn't think I was going to get out at all, actually.
Good fences over there, you're lucky.
We're very fortunate we've got good fences.
We're very fortunate in a lot of ways.
Exactly. So, anyway, so that was the excitement this afternoon, honestly. You can never ever get out in time. You know, I think they know as soon as you're going a bit faster than usual and you're not quite as social with them, they're like, she's going somewhere, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
And then they really act up. So if I'd been all calm and relaxed and like, come on now, they'd have been like, okay. But no, little stinkers. So they're all good. So, are you off your oxygen?
I just playing with the oxygen.
Oh, for fun.
Yeah. I have all those. I have 5 of those things that go on my fingers. You know.
God's sake.
No, I mean, I don't believe those funny things. You know those things I mean?
Yeah, the
things.
odometers.
They take them very seriously in the hospital, but boy, I tell you, I don't.
Do your fingers all have the same number?
Not always.
Oh, that's a worry.
I know. And it's not. There's nothing stable about the whole thing.
But you're not going down low like you were the last time.
I did have very low numbers there for a while, and at that point I had oxygen here, which was nice. I just did get my oxygen refilled in case I go south again, but I don't believe those things. And they read the same as the big official one in the hospital.
Yeah.
Because that last time I went into the hospital, I took them all with me, so I could lie there in bed and see if mine matched theirs. I'm terrible.
You're going to get banned.
I'm going to get banned, that's right.
They'll be like, frisk her before she comes in to see what home devices she's bringing. Oh dear.
Well, it's pretty boring sometimes. There's nothing to do.
Oh, Dodie also had that same treatment through the front of her throat, fuse in the
Who did?
back. Dodie.
Oh,
Oh.
it's not fun.
And she said, she has the same problem if her head falls forward when she sleeps.
Well, try it with a hand towel. A hand towel, and it's the same size as the newspaper. Not the whole newspaper, just a few pages. You'll get it down pat.
Oh my God.
And then you make a little bend for your chin. And it's soft because the towel is, you roll it, and it's the right length. And
It's not like a travel pillow, is it?
no, I roll it in thirds and put it around my neck, and I seal it with duct tape, of course.
You missed out the duct tape part.
Duct tape, yes. Or you put it around with duct tape, and then you just pull that down, and it fits.
Like a chin strap.
It is, well, not a strap, but it's a depression.
Yes. Yes.
It's very comfortable, and you can wash it every day.
Yes.
It's another.
Once you've taken the duct tape off
Well,
and the newspaper out, maybe.
yeah.
All the donkeys down in the barn are gelded. And if there's any nonsense going on, it's just donkey nonsense.
Are they all done now?
They're all gelded.
Ones are not done.
The only one that's not gelded is Charlie, who's on Meredith, and he's getting his gelding on the 29th, I think, of this month. So, this morning, Wallace and I were having a look at trash that we're wanting to get moved, that he'll maybe have to take down to the transfer station. And
I'll do that.
you can do that, yes. You can load it,
Yeah.
we can trundle down. And things that we want to, keep, like the panels you've got, that they've got the decreasing gaps.
Yes.
Yeah, the metal ones. So we want to keep those somewhere.
Yes.
But there's remember all the black fencing, the honeycomb fencing that came down and it's all bent and it's. Remember that back? So we would get rid of that because there's no straightening that out. I can tell you.
I used to set up animals in hotels and things with that pig fencing.
Yes. It's really handy dandy.
It is very handy and it's light to carry.
Yeah.
Because when I started that business, I had those pipes that we still have. And they're about 8 feet long and they weigh a ton.
Oh God, are those the ones that Janine and I buried under the ground?
Probably. You put them in the ground?
Yeah, because we didn't realise. Remember when we were feeding the internet cable? Oh, and we didn't realise we shouldn't put the internet cable through metal.
I didn't know that.
We might dig them back up then. give them a wee polish.
Whatever.
They were very good though. so they would obviously keep all the pig fencing, but stack it all neatly so it doesn't get damaged. And
see, I wanted a piece of it right here. If I had a 5-foot piece of it, I could block them in and let him out without having to go through all this out the back door.
well, I've got a bit if you want me to bring it up.
About a 5-foot piece, because I could attach it to this thing, just right across that one space there.
Yeah, I've got a bit.
That'd be good.
Yeah, if I remember, you need to remind me. Between the pair of us, it'll be down there for a while. But there is
I
definitely.
painted it red.
There's some red, but this is the lighter stuff, the thinner wire. You want the big one? All the stuff that's painted red has got dents in the bars. I don't know what you've been doing with it.
Very heavy paint.
Looks like very badly behaved animals. Yes. So, that's what we've been getting up to. And Wallace is just finishing off the leaves, and we're trying to get a tidy up done. And
Have him do that pond, because all of a sudden
I
it'll
checked the
fall.
pond. It's thawed.
Thawed.
There's not enough at the moment. But, you know, the weather will maybe just freeze up again.
If it does, we're saying, otherwise we'll have missed it.
Yeah. Could he not do it when he takes if we took the wee boat out?
It's not that easy.
Not that easy.
That boat, you probably think it floats.
You mean it doesn't? Why are we keeping
one person to bail and the other one to do whatever?
Why are we keeping the non-floating boat? Can we fix it?
I don't know.
Duct tape and
It works.
Well, okay. Ava and Cam have rescheduled their meeting because we actually had a meeting before that and it ran over. So.
What are they meeting about?
About the therapy program that they're doing with Hugo and Tenny and Delight. So they're meeting to formalise that so that we can talk about what we're doing.
Oh,
That sort of thing.
I don't know what they're doing.
Well, you've seen them. You've seen them going out and about with Delight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he works with them. He does equine massage, but he's also trained in working with people with autism and other issues for equine learning. So he's developing the horses with that, and he's showing Kate and Ava what they're doing so that we're all on the same plate.
And that's your Ava.
Yes. Yeah.
Put him to work early.
Yeah. She's very good. She just toodles off. I mean, she comes back and I said, I didn't even know you were out. She said, I was down doing the barn. I'm like, okay, jolly good, well done. Any babies anytime soon. So Lucy, when we got her, was supposed to be pregnant. You know the big brown donkey, but she's not a mammoth. I'm not seeing any signs of her looking very pregnant. Delight had come in with stallions, and Delight just looks tubby.
Yeah.
So, no.
He's too short to get down under and look.
I tell you, you'd have to roll her on her back. She's tiny. Harley we had a look at today, and we were a bit concerned about Harley. Not health-wise, because she's in good shape and pretty happy. But Harley, we had an incident back last year when two of the draft mules, we had a lot of rain, and in the very far back paddock that we take the dogs out in, it's older wooden fencing, and unfortunately there's a dip and the ground becomes a bit like soup. And the wooden fencing over the years, as they come down, the farm replaces it, and the blinking mules, two of them, Mavis and Ted, took out two of the posts. They trampled the wire fencing. We didn't know until one of the gentlemen bringing the rock walls saying that the farm over there has got some of your animals, and because it happened overnight, and we were like, oh, that's awful. So we toodled off. We had Harley, Jasper, Terence, what was the other little girl? You know, the other one that was like pockets. Will come to me in a minute. And and a jack donkey that had been in the paddock on the other side, who had the handy dandy goats that were in with him had made a gap.
Are you
in
getting
that
to
one.
the
I
end of the
am.
story?
And they put them in this person's barn overnight and shut the door. So this jack donkey was in with just about everyone.
But if they weren't in heat, it's not going to make any difference.
She's looking really rotund.
Oh.
And not only that, she's either got lots of gas or her sides are really moving.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I said. So Wallace and I were having a look. We sent a video to Janine.
You could feel an actual full kick, though.
Yeah, listen, she's either got really bad indigestion or there's something going on in there.
No.
I'll bring her up. You can have a touch.
You put your press on it, and you can feel it
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. And so if her spine's here, she goes like this and then like that. But we've been caught out with Harley before because we did a blood test and it came back positive, and then she didn't ever foal, and then we also look at her round about this time every year and think she's pregnant because she's got that form that just looks a bit iffy. So
How long ago was she with this done?
well, that's what I'm trying to remember. I think it was late springtime,
It was what?
early summer, so it'd be too early.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're keeping a wee eye on her, and when we've next got Dr. Parrott down, we're not going to do a blood test because our blood tests have the last 3 have
You've
been
learned.
wrong.
Well, you learn.
Yes. So
They
we're
tell those things.
yeah. So we're doing it by eyesight.
I tell you about the day I went in the drugstore asking for a pregnancy test.
Yes.
That shook everybody up.
No, I'm sure it got them all on their toes. Nothing wrong with that. Oh yes, we do see Clydesdales at auctions. Do you remember we've watched the auction at night time? Normally Lebanon, and they've got Clydesdales that go through,
Yeah.
and Clydesdale crosses. So they do come up, but they go for good money. So they tend to go into homes. So when they're
They're
going,
also a little heavy.
and they're very heavy. And
Yeah.
in fact, there was one the last trip that we were down, and he had sold, and the people came with a trailer, and they couldn't get him on the trailer.
Oh, see.
Yeah. So that was problematic, because he just wasn't going to fit. So, but we tend not to, unless they're in a dire situation, we don't bring them in, because they really go for very good money.
Yeah.
They're obviously quite desirable at the moment.
I wish we had one we could drive in a work harness. You could drag that pasture with one of them.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of pretty for everybody to watch.
Yeah, I like Clydesdales. I'm quite fond of them.
Well, except for the 4-way legs.
Yeah, but do you know? And I would be a shameful person. I'd clip all their feathers.
Yeah. Well, it's the feet.
Yeah,
When you have a white leg, you have a pink foot,
and they're not strong.
and they're not strong. And
Yeah.
they really aren't. They break, they crack, they fall apart.
Yeah.
You have trouble putting shoes on them. Why the Budweisers have white? There's a family in Connecticut, the Kriz family, Kriz.
Mm.
All they do is shoe Budweiser. They fly all over the country. And he gets on the plane with his satchel of nails, hammers, and
How does he get that on the plane? We can't get a monkey fist on.
I know. I've met him. I've met him traveling around. And the other thing is they're quite short.
Mm-hmm.
I think he and his father and his grandfather are all about 5'5", 5'2". They are really short people.
But is that not better for your back?
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I'm getting at. Yes.
Yeah.
The fact that they have lasted through the years, because a tall blacksmith you will not find.
No.
Not an old tall blacksmith.
No.
Yeah, it's a murderous job on their feet, on your back. But they are specialists in. And there's also a field, about 2-acre field out there in Missouri, where they bring them back and stand them in the mud to get their feet back. Yeah, and they're a constant problem.
Yes.
They usually have an extra Clydesdale along with them,
Yeah. Just
or
in
certainly
case.
very close at hand. And they are beautifully trained.
Mhm.
I've watched so many of their crashes, And those animals, they say, whoa, and those animals don't move. They're lying there upside down with feet in the air, but they don't move.
Yeah.
They don't move. It's interesting.
And did they use them in the US for pulling they used to pull we called it rag and bone, you know, for people who'd go around the streets and collecting metal and things like that. They would have all these great big, it was amazing. And that went on into the 70s.
I don't know. No, I don't know about that.
I think they're quite placid though.
Oh yeah.
Nice horses.
Over.
Yeah. So no, we haven't got one of those yet.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to turn up though. Yeah, so Harley is okay, and she's actually in pretty good condition and very good spirits. So
Do they ever put through a pair of horses?
yes, they do, driving pairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the halflingers we had?
Oh.
We had 2 halfies, and Janine went to the toilet and left the bidding card with someone else, and they went through, and she said, oh yeah, I got this halflinger for this amount of money. And Janine's like, oh no, was it a driving pair? Yeah, but I got one for it. And she's like, no, we have to pay double that. Yeah, you bought one and the other one's the same price.
Yeah.
So we ended up with 2. One went into a therapy working program, and the other one unfortunately has passed away. But so yeah, they do. There's times of year that you get a lot of driving pairs, like the Belgian drafts and the
Oh.
Oh my goodness sake, Elvis is most definitely still around. I was watching him very delicately walking down the muddy slope this morning. He was like, ooh. Yes, so he's in good shape. Are there still turtles in the pond?
Who?
Turtles.
I believe they are. I don't see any reason to
No.
disbelieve it.
No.
I've never been able to get rid of them. I've tried. The most clever thing I tried with the Clorox bottles.
Mm-hmm.
With a fish hook.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work.
No. It's because they is like smart.
Yeah.
I suppose the problem is they're not only aquatic, but they can go and land, and
Oh yeah.
so you can't really keep them out. So Wanda is with Janine in Aiken.
Right.
Wanda will have to back up with Janine.
For $100.
Yeah, after traumatizing Janine on the way down. I think Janine might be driving a trailer up. She'll be like, listen, Wanda, we'll just go in the car, it's fine. Oh dear.
Well, I'm not going to be able to go down.
Did you
Until I
check?
get this
Did you check?
pills all straightened out. That's going to be
Is
months.
that 3 months?
I think it's 3 months.
You can go down for high summer then.
The height of summer, right.
Whoa. You'll enjoy that. Yes, the horned goats are all neutered as well. We don't neuter female goats because that's a very long invasive process, so the boys are all neutered. And they will probably still all jump on each other
I wish
as well.
we had a milking goat, though. That would be fun.
Without horns.
The white ones.
Yeah. You don't say things like that out loud because you know Janine will say, my mother wanted a milking goat, and then we'll be like, there's another male goat for us. You'll have to come and find one yourself. Oh dear. Well, we're not sure about Harley because she looks like that most spring. So we'll just have to wait and see, Tori. Apparently your boats don't float, or your ducks. What's wrong with your ducks?
Well, I did a movie with Goldy. Goldy Hawn. They wanted ducks. They wanted brown ducks. So I found a guy who had a farm, and he had a bunch of brown ducks in his yard. And so I thought, great. So I borrowed his brown ducks, and I put them all in the car and go down there. Actually, Ron, my son-in-law, did. And come 4 o'clock in the afternoon, he's supposed to put the ducks in, so he starts putting the ducks in the pond. And somebody says, they're sinking! They had not preened their feathers, and they couldn't swim.
Sorry.
So I was very noted for the woman with the ducks that can't swim. So we had to go back the next day. I tested them out in my bathtub. That bathtub that you now.
And did they float?
They floated.
Oh,
We
thank
went
God.
on. We did it again.
That's ridiculous. Silly ducks.
The movie business is nuts.
Yes.
The worst one is the guy putting the leaves back in the tree.
What, like with glue?
I don't know. Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Yeah, they wanted leaves back in the tree.
Okay.
Climb the tree, but well, they've also. I saw them one day. They didn't like where the sun was coming up in the morning.
Uh-huh.
They blocked it out and put up another one. I mean, it's crazy. But there are delicacies like they did a lot of shots here at Crane's Castle, and a guy who was it, whoever, William, I don't know who he was, has to walk through this door and into the swimming pool, and he's dressed sort of whatever, and the swimming pool is in Los Angeles, so
Right.
every single thing he has on him has to be marked and carried on, and the makeup has to be the same, so that you don't see a change,
For the continuity.
And that's a very tricky deal. And there are
Yeah.
people who specialize in that stuff.
Oh well, not us.
Not me.
No.
I got ducks that can't swim.
Exactly. God. That's actually really funny. Sinking ducks.
Well, Goldy, my son-in-law, I mean, she and he were in the pond chasing, catching ducks. Luckily, it wasn't a very deep pond.
Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, so Harley's not particularly huge at the moment. She's, I think every year that I've known Harley, come springtime, Janine and I have all sat there and gone, do you think she's pregnant? Because she just balloons out. I don't know. So, and the name of the donkey I was trying to remember was obviously Clover. Clover.
Over.
Yes. She was the mini pockets. And one of the horned goats is called Mabel, or female obviously, yes. Janine comes back when she finishes her barn doors.
2 weeks, she thought.
Yeah. So, it's
You spend a lot of time putting your hair behind your ear.
it's driving me nuts.
Why don't you put it in one of those elastic things that
Because, do you know, I haven't got one at the moment, and I need Janine to
Janine finds them all over the
Janine
floor.
needs to come back and refill the car with plastic elastic bands.
Can
Tell
somebody
you.
take care of that, please? Get some elastic bands on here.
Yeah, exactly. So we think she might be coming back then. Yeah, Janine could definitely bring up an alligator for the pond. That would sort out those pesky turtles.
Yes.
It might die though over winter. That would be a problem. Yes, Carlene has had a very wide and varied life.
I certainly have.
Yeah. So that's us for. Oh, it's only Monday, isn't it?
It is Monday.
It is Monday. So
Is that?
that is us for
Well,
Monday.
I've been thinking the other day. I mean, when I first got out of college, you go get a job.
Yes.
You know, I went to one of those places that tells you where to go to get a job, and I did. And that's when I worked with Smithsonian, tracking the satellites. And there was a job or two after that, but after that, I have not worked for anybody since. And it's been years, and it's one stupid idiot job after another that somehow nobody else wants to do or can do or whatever.
Yes.
You know, and one of them was the magazine. I mean, that started out to be a normal sort of magazine thing, but I computerized my end of it, and all of a sudden they saw what I was doing, and they let me do the whole place,
The one tad.
the one end. So basically, I worked on Tuesdays. It wasn't bad.
Well, that's a perfect job.
That's unless somebody was absent,
Oh.
and if a blizzard or something like that. But I have stories about that. I went through the tunnel into Boston one day with 3 cartons of magazines on the gas tank of my motorcycle. That was crazy. Anyway, that was one. But there, the story, my favorite story of the magazine business is the blizzard that I was out taking somebody's place, and I was at a variety store up in Lowell. I know where it is. And the place was full of kids that had school canceled, and they were all in there, and I want a green one down there on the bottom, and I had candy over here, and the guy was being really pleasant with them. So when I finally got up to him with my slip to get paid, I said, gee, you're awfully nice to these kids. And he said, why shouldn't I be? Maybe half of them are mine. That's my favorite One-Hand story. But there's a lot of One-Hand stories.
Yeah. And it gives you a great knowledge of where everything is,
Oh,
streetwise.
I had trouble getting lost in this area. North of the Charles River.
Yeah.
I have in my desk there, I have a list of 4,500 variety stores that we covered.
Is that right?
It's still in my desk.
In your desk?
Way in the back corner. I keep it this way on. Because I did all the billing. And I got the billing. Two stupid reasons. They had the accountant doing the other half for a while. And we went there for a meeting one day, and he had all those IBM papers with the holes in the side.
Uh-huh.
You know, he had a big pack of them. I had one piece of paper in my back pocket, and I could tell everything I needed to know from that one piece of paper. And we're talking, and they never took me very seriously at the one. That was when she said, you have a college degree? I'd worked for him for 19 years, and they didn't know I had a college degree, which speaks highly of my college degree. But at any rate, two stupid reasons. His paper, he flipped to the back. I said, I can tell you this is all wrong. Because, and then they were, oh my God, because it wholesaled for 86 cents, and his total was an odd number.
So it couldn't be.
So it couldn't be. That was one thing he did. And the other thing he did was his bills all came out January, October, November, December, February. Which is very understandable to me how that happened. Somebody had said they were letters and not numbers. They were reading that particular column in the record as a letter.
Right.
Like Smithsonian, you know, like a telephone book would be. So you had January 1. Next one would be 10. You know, and nobody could figure out why they were doing that. So all I had to do was go out of the code and change one lousy thing, and the bills came out perfect, and they thought I was a genius. And I really wasn't. I was not the genius that they thought I was. But I took it and ran with it.
Yeah.
I made 4 cents on every copy sold.
That's perfect.
It was lovely. All I did was sit up around here. But that's what built the laundry building that I'm trying to get into.
Perfect.
Yeah. That was originally my magazine building.
We'll have to rename it then.
Right, the One-Hand.
Yeah.
It's the One-Hand.
Exactly.
We heated the house with old One-Hands. I mean, it was a way of life. And to this day, cartons comes out One-Hand. Give me a One-Hand. Give me a carton. You know, One-Hand carton. Gwen learned to count magazines in the back of the Volkswagen.
Is this the Volkswagen with the Rolls Royce front?
With the Rolls Royce front. Yep.
Excellent. We do remember Rosie and Bud. Haven't actually heard anything about Bud.
Bud?
Remember the foal we had? Rosie, the big draft horse? But Rosie's up with a gentleman in New Hampshire, and it's actually at a barn where we work with them with rescue as well. So she's fine. Haven't heard a thing about Bud in a wee while, and it gets a bit difficult chasing up after people. But I do know that the home that Bud and Forrest went to, They were very capable, absolutely spot on people, so they should be fine as well. But Janine keeps in contact, so I'm sure she'll update us when she gets a moment. That's that foal that kicked me, got my ear down my neck. Remember he went over the fence at Meredith? And Tim.
I don't remember, you know.
Oh, so Tim caught him. So he came down the hill. He was on, you know, the bee barn. It's on a hill. He came down the hill and he was prancing around and he didn't stop. And he went over the fence. and somebody came running up to the barn and they said, "There's a small horse out." And I'm thinking, what small horse? I was like, oh my God. So I grabbed one of your lead ropes and I went running down the hill. And Tim's standing there with his arms around it and I'm going, okay. I was like, don't know if I'd do that. And he's allergic to horses and I was like, this is not good. So I put the rope around his neck and over his nose and I held on to him. And I was like, there was a big ditch at his back, a sort of like 8-foot hole. Remember they were doing electrical work? And they were putting everything under the ground. So he's backing towards this hole, and I'm going, I can't let him go, you know, to pressure and release. So I'm holding on for grim death, and he was like, well, if I can't go back, I'm going up. So he went up, and he got me, and then up like that. Oh, my ear was ringing.
Oh.
And then eventually, when he was in the air, we pulled him. Like a kite. Vroom. And then some of the people who work on there, we came and wrestled him back into the field. And he was like, oh.
Horses are no damn good.
No.
Horses are trouble. Horses are work. Donkeys are fun.
Yes. I don't know about the little monkey fist. You used to have your monkey fists on a website for sale, didn't you?
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know where that's gone. I'll have to
Somebody
see.
took it down.
That sounds like a Janine problem. Excellent. We'll have to get her sorted on.
I have the picture.
Yeah, remind me of that, Fluffy.
Anybody wants that?
That's
It's the postage that kills me.
Yeah. What are you having for dinner?
I haven't got any dinner.
What? At all?
I don't think I have any dinner.
We'll have to go and sort that out.
Well, I'll probably end up drinking one of those.
Oh, that's
It
protein
sure-
drinks. You got one
There it
there.
is.
Right.
That's what I had for breakfast. So I'll have the rest of it for dinner.
Excellent. Job done. Oh my God, it's 6:17. Right, we've been on an hour. We better go. You stop talking.
Oh, what's up?
Honestly.
I don't say
Right.
anymore.
Yes. We're off ski.
Bye.